hard workers, but to keep ahead in today's highly competitive workplace, you also have to work smart. The proper tools help you do that by enabling you to complete jobs faster and easier. And that's exactly what TapeTech automatic taping and finishing tools are designed to do. When you use TapeTech tools, not only will you complete taping and finishing in record time, but the work will be of consistently high quality as well. Before we show you how using TapeTech tools will help you achieve the best results, let's look at the basic finishing process itself, which is tape and adhesive joint compounds being applied to the seam or joint between two pieces of gypsum wallboard. Notice that the edges that form the joint are tapered to take the joint treatment, which begins with the application of the bedding coat under the tape to fill in the joint and bed the tape into position. This adhesive joint compound hardens when it dries and shrinks because of the resulting water loss. Normal drying time is overnight, but in cold or humid climates, the process may take longer. Next, over the tape comes a topping coat, which refills the space left after the bedding coat shrinks. TapeTech finishing tools apply this compound slightly thicker or crowned along the middle, so that as this topping coat dries, it shrinks to a smooth, flat surface. Finally, a finishing coat is then applied to fill in any uneven spots that remain, leaving a smooth, uniform wall surface. Now let's see how using TapeTech tools will help you get this kind of high quality on every job. Joint compound preparation is very important. If the compound is not the proper consistency, you may have problems applying it. On the container of the compound, you will find preparation instructions, and you should follow them carefully. First, combine the proper amounts of water to the joint compound and mix thoroughly to achieve the right consistency. Make sure there is no freestanding water on top of the paste and that there are no lumps. The compound should be creamy and smooth, a little thin for taping and thicker for the finishing process. Loading the compound into the tools is quick and easy with the TapeTech loading pump. There is a screen at the bottom of the pump cylinder to keep lumps and debris out. Keep this screen clean and open. The pump comes with your choice of either a fine or a coarse screen, depending on the type of mud you will be using. At the delivery end of the pump are two adapters attached by a chain. There is a base adapter, and it has an O-ring to secure the filler adapter. Keep the O-ring clean and free of compound so that you can easily install or remove the filler adapter. Use these adapters to fill all the TapeTech tools, except the automatic taper. To fill the automatic taper, mount the special gooseneck adapter on the pump. The gooseneck's delivery port has a nylon seal to prevent leaking. Keep this seal clean and open, because this is where the automatic taper's filling valve will be inserted. Most contractors keep two pumps on hand to avoid losing time changing adapters. Let's take a look at how the automatic taper works using this special see-through model. The main component is a lightweight aluminum tube that will be filled with joint compound. Drive wheels in the head pull a piston through the inside of the tube. This piston forces joint compound out onto the moving tape in a precisely measured amount. Operating the taper is simple. Push the central control tube forward to advance a starting tab of tape and pull the tube back completely to cut the tape. A lever at the lower end of the tube controls the creasing wheel behind the head of the taper. You use this creaser mainly for taping corners, ceiling flats, and inside angles. However, when it is in its extended position, you can also use it like an extension of your hand. There are three important facts you should remember about the automatic taper. It simultaneously applies mud and tape to any joint on walls, ceilings, or corners. It automatically dispenses the correct amount of mud under the tape, regardless of the tool user's speed. And it will cut the tape to the desired length. We now have three types of automatic tapers. The TapeTech T34 for taping in confined spaces such as closets. the TapeTech T76 for taping walls and ceilings up to 12 feet high, and the standard TapeTech taper, our standard length model. To put the taper to work, the first step is installing a roll of joint tape. The best way to do this is with the taper seated securely on the gooseneck. Remove the keeper spring and load a roll of tape onto the spindle with the tape unwinding in a clockwise direction. Replace the keeper spring and feed the tape through the tape guide at the taper head. Turn the tape so that the natural curl lies over the drive wheels when it comes out of the head. If the tape is curled the wrong way, it may jam in the head. For best results, use joint tape that is 2 1/16 inches wide. Narrower tape slides and may cause jams. The Bazooka brand of joint tape is manufactured specifically to work best in automatic tapers. The taper is now ready to be loaded with the joint compound. To fill the taper, first swing the gate valve lever down and back toward the drive wheels to the closed or fill position. Be sure to close the valve all the way, or you will pump compound out through the head instead of into the tube. We have already attached the gooseneck adapter to the pump. Place the pump in the bucket of mud. Remember that the pump is primed by pumping the handle until the air is purged from it. Turn the taper upside down and insert the filler tube into the gooseneck opening. Seat the filler valve securely on the nylon seal. Place your left foot on the foot plate of the pump and the fingers of your left hand in the open end of the tube. Now, start pumping. As you pump, the compound will force the piston toward the open end. Stop pumping when it touches your fingers. Turn the taper upright and rest it on top of your foot. Open the gate valve to engage the drive mechanism and operate the taper. Push the control tube forward and turn the key on the left side of the head counterclockwise to start the flow of compound onto the tape. You shouldn't have to use this key again until the next complete refill. We will demonstrate the use of the taper in a slower than normal fashion so you can follow each step. Carry the weight mostly in the hand that grips the control tube, either your right or left hand, whichever is most comfortable for you, and keep the taper close to your body. Place your other hand over the open end of the tube for steering and control. When taping horizontal joints, start in one corner. Hold the taper straight out from the wall with both drive wheels pressed against the wall. Roll the taper steadily down the center line of the joint, allowing the head of the taper to lead. This makes tracking and control easier. About 12 inches out from the corner, lower the bottom end of the taper slightly. Continue to roll along the joint, but with only the lower drive wheel in contact with the wall, because if you hold the taper perpendicular to the wall and run on both wheels, you will force compound out both edges of the tape. You can see that once you are clear of the corner, you should be leading with the head of the taper. And now the tube is at about a 45-degree angle to the wall. Always be sure the drive wheels are turning and in solid contact with the wall. If the wheels skip, you will have gaps in the compound under the tape, and these gaps cause blisters when the compound dries. Stop about 3 inches from the end of the joint. Pull the control tube back completely to cut the tape, and then roll the remaining tab to the corner while pushing on the control tube, which will also advance a starting tab of tape for the next run. Now let's recap the basic cutting sequence. Stop, come to a complete stop, cut, pull the control tube back completely to cut the tape. Roll out the end of the tape, and advance. Push forward on the control tube to advance the next tab of tape.